Okay, this is our fifth video for exam 0, I believe. Okay, as usual, I put the title up there on the first page, which is Math 108, Spring 21, Exam 0, Review, and we're up to E, I believe. All right, lousy looking E. That's not too good either. All right, fine. So let's go to problem 17. That's where we were up to. Here we go with this story. It's another word problem. We're going to call them J, B, and D. 3 people sent 84 text messages to each other. Okay, now more information. D, this is D, not a B, D. D sent 3 times. 3 times, we're going to have to set up an equation, as you can see. It's a word problem. 3 times as many as J. Okay, that's information about D and relative to J. Here's some information about B. B sent 9 more, meaning 9 more messages, 9 more than J. So that's information about B relative to J. How many did each send? We want how many did J, B, and D send. We want each a breakdown of all of them, what they sent. How many, in other words, messages, did each send? That is the question. All right, everything revolves around J. D sent 3 times as many as J, and B sent 9 more than J. So therefore, let's name X J, the number of J's messages. The X will be all about J, of J's messages. Okay, so that helps. That gives us a hub to revolve around. Now, what's D? D sent 3 times as many as J. So, okay, so if we're talking about D, this I'm going to set up my equation below here. We're talking about D, so that D sent 3 times as many as J. Well, J sent X, so D sent 3X. If you want to talk about J, right, J, how many did J send? Well, we just said it's X. So add those together so far. Now, what about the, no, I meant to write an arrow here, not to write J again. What about B? What about B? How do we discuss B? Well, B sent 9 more than J. Well, J sent X, and B sent 9 more than that. Add another 9 to that. So add them all together, and what is the total? We're told over here it's 84. Here's our equation. And I have some running commentary up here. That's not part of our equation. It's just trying to tell you, this is D's messages, this is J messages, the hub, which is X, and these are B's messages, X plus 9. All that equals to 84. Now all we got to do is solve for X. Let's see what happens. 3X, 4X, 5X, so it's 5X plus 9 equals 84. Let me move this up. I want to move this up to, for clarity. Okay, minus 9 on the left, minus 9 on left, minus 9 on right. We get 5x is equal to 75. 84 minus 9 is 75. Divide by 5, divide by 5, and we got to move laterally this time. X, this crosses out, of course. X equals 75 by 5 is 15. 5 times 10 is 50, 5 times 10 is 25, so is equal to 15. Now we know how much J's messages is. J's messages are equal to 15. What are D's messages? Right? D, this is J, is 15. How about how many did D send? Right? That's the question. How many did each send? So we got J is 15. D did 3 times that much. What's 3 times 15? 3 times 15 is 45. So D sent 45. How about B? Well, B sent 15 plus 9, right? B sent 9 more than J. So 15, the 15 of J plus 9. So 15 plus 9 is equal to 24. There it is. You add up 24, 45, and 15, and you'll get 84. That was the total messages, 84. But here's the three answers, 15, 45, and 24. So it's J is 15, D is 45, B is 24. The problem is over. Let's go to a fresh piece of paper for problem number 18. Here we go. 18 is a pretty straightforward one. You'll see, I think you'll agree in a second that it's pretty easy. 18, and won't take long. Here's the information. 13 books. Wherever they are, they're 13 books. 6 are new. Rest are old. The rest of the books are old. Or used. Old, used, whatever. Okay, question. Question A. What's the ratio? So it's directly asking you, it's directly telling you that it's a ratio problem. Ratio of used to new. Okay, here we go. Answer in this column right here. The answer to this question is, well, what is the rest of the, if the rest of the 13 are used, so 13 minus 6 is 7. The 7 are used and 6 are new. The ratio of used, so U should go on top, the 7 should go on top, right? If you want to see the scrap paper, then it would be 13 minus 6 is equal to 7. 7 is for used, and the new is 6, so the ratio is 7 to 6. That's it. Answer, problem over. Question B, 13B. What is the ratio of all books to used? Okay, pretty straightforward question. Pretty easy to answer. Ratio of all books, well, ratio, that means that all books should go first on top of the numerator. So 13 goes on top. Used, we already figured out, is 7. So it's 13 to 7. And that's our answer for B. Problem over. Okay, it's time for 19. Now 19 is a long problem. So even though I've got some paper here, I want to, despite the fact that I have paper, I want to go to a new piece of paper because 19 is fairly long. Okay, so here we go with problem 19, and hopefully I'll be able to get it on this video. 19 is as follows. It's a graph problem, but they made it a little bit harder. 19 might be the hardest one on this entire review. Graph y plus 3 is equal to negative 3 halves, because there's fractions in it, making our life a little harder. Negative 3 halves times x minus 5. Okay, here we go. Step number 1. Distribute the negative 3 halves across the parentheses. We have y plus 3 equals negative 3 halves x, and then negative 5 times negative 3 is going to be positive 15 over 2. Okay, now, here, let me put a little commentary over here. This is what I want. I want to get it to look like we had in the past of how when we wanted to graph. I wanted to get it to be in the basic form like this. It's just a commentary. I wanted to have an x plus a y or a minus a y equals a number. That's what I wanted to get it to be. So I can do that. How do I do that? I need to get this number on this side and this x on the other side. So I have a y, x equals numbers. All right, so the first thing I want to do is add plus 3 halves x and plus 3 halves x. This is gone. And I'll have 3 halves x. I'll put the x first. 3 halves x, positive, plus y, plus 3 equals 15 over 2. Okay, now I want to get rid of that 3. That 3's got to go. Minus 3 on left, minus 3 on right. That's going to be gone. I'll have 3 halves x plus y. Okay, but what do I have on this? What is 15 halves minus 3? So here's scrap paper. What is minus 3 over 1, and I want to turn it into halves? How do I get from 1 to 2, the denominator? Times 2, right? So multiply this times 2, and I get negative 6 halves. So what this really is, this is scrap paper work, is 15 halves minus 6 halves, right? Minus 6 halves. Minus 3 turns into minus 6 halves. How much is 15 halves minus 6 halves? Answer, 9 halves. 15 minus 6 is 9. All right, so this equals 3 halves x plus y equals 9 halves. All right, hold on. Bear with me for a second. I got to get this paper up there. I got to get the paper up. I need more room. Okay, so now let's do our tic-tac-toe. X, Y, 0, and 0. So if y is 0, right? If x is 0, if this turns into 0, what is y? If x is 0, what is y? Well, this is gone, so y is equal to 9 halves. 9 halves. All right. What about if we say y is 0? What if y is 0? So it would be 3 halves x, y would turn into 0, equals 9 halves. All right, I still need to know what x is. Multiply by the reciprocal, 2/3, and whatever you do to the left, you do to the right, 2/3. So this is gone, gone. Numerator and denominator match, they're all gone, x. This 3 goes into 9 3 times. These two are gone. These two 2's, numerator and denominator cancel, x equals 3. Here's my tic-tac-toe chart, completely filled out. 0, 9 halves, and 3, 0. All we got left to do is to graph this thing. How do you graph it? All right, so I need a clean piece of paper to show you how to graph it. Hopefully, again, I'm hoping that there's going to be enough time to show you. So number one, how do you graph it? 1, click on this icon in Alex. It'll look like this with an X there. Click on that icon. Number 2, enter 0 for X coordinate. It's a plot the point icon. Enter 0 for X coordinate. Number 3, click on this icon in Alex. Number 4, enter the numbers 9 over 2. Number 5, click plot a point. You'll see those words, plot a point. Click it. Number 6, click on click on plot a point. Then click on this this icon again, and this thing again, and plot the point. Plot the next point. What should you plot? Plot the point 3, 0. Okay. And now 7, the last thing is click on this icon, that icon, which will connect then go and if you click on that and click on your 2 points, click on your 2 points that you just made. Click on the 2 points, on the 2 points you just made, that you just made, on the 2 points, and Alex will draw the line for you. Alex will draw the line for you. Okay, we stop here. Got to stop the video. Don't want to go over 15.